Hi, I'm James Hamilton from Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal, and today I thought you'd like just a short behind-the-scenes look from the set of the Woodsmith Shop. For the last few weeks, I've been working with the Woodsmith Shop folks on a table saw basics course. This is going to be a 6-episode course all about the table saw. It's going to appear online, but we filmed it in Iowa on the set of the Woodsmith Shop. I don't know if you're familiar with that show. You probably are, because I think it's the best woodworking show on television. It's definitely the best produced, in my opinion. It's been on for, I think, 12 seasons. I think they're going into their 13th. So even though this is going to be an online course, we filmed it on the same set with the same crew that they use for the TV show. So I got a feel about how that television production worked. I didn't get a chance to take any video, but I did take a few photos, and I thought maybe you'd just like a little bit of an inside look to see how things happen behind the scenes over there. I was not just the writer, but I was the only guy on camera, kind of, well, let's face it, I'm the eye candy. So I spent most of my time standing behind the table saw and demonstrating things like table saw joinery, safety practices, pretty much anything you can think of that would fall under table saw basics. This was my view most of the time when we set up each shot. So you can see kind of what's going on. We have 4 cameras, there's 3 operators, and then there's also a control room where they sync things, start all the cameras, sync the audio, that kind of thing. But syncing all the cameras up at the beginning of each shot was kind of a little bit of a production. You see the back of the slate operator here. If you don't know what a slate is, this is a simple version. This is one that's signed by a bunch of YouTubers I just hang on the wall because we don't use a slate here on YouTube. But television crews use this to synchronize everything together, because when you clack it, you get an audible spike that the video editor can see when he's editing the footage later. That helps him to sync all the cameras up and especially synchronize the audio. A lot of television productions record audio separately from the camera, but they want it to sync up with the lips so it doesn't look like an old kung fu film. So they use the clacker for that, and it also tells them information about the shot on it. So you'd have somebody yell, "Roll on slate." That would be the time for all the cameras to turn on and focus on this. And then he would yell, "Marker." That's when he would clack it. Then he would put that away and hold up a color card. That's used by color graders later when they edit the video so that they can make sure the tint is the same from one camera to another. So it looks like it was all filmed by just one camera. After that, then everybody would have to refocus on whatever frame or however they're framing the shot for each particular camera. And so that could take a little time then. Then the producer would speak what the name of the clip was, and she'd count it down, and then I would start talking. Interestingly, no one said action. I was kind of hoping for action. What about the set? You've probably seen the show, and you've seen that beautiful shop that they have there. It's always so neat and clean, and, well, I don't want to ruin the magic for you, but it is just a TV set. It's in a little warehouse on the edge of Des Moines, Iowa, and inside you have these fake walls. And the door behind me, the window, those aren't real. The tools are real. The machines do work. In fact, they cut with them on the show, but that's not where they make any of the furniture and projects that you see on the show. They have another working wood shop that looks a little more like something you and I would have off to the side, and that's where a lot of the stuff is built. And they also have another shop in another building where the magazine offices are. So that's where they build these projects that you see on TV, and often they build more than one. And then they do the filming inside the studio shop. And man, I gotta tell you, it would be great to have just a studio shop, because it's basically 3 walls. And that gives you lots of room for the cameras to be, so that they can maneuver around and get different angles. Whereas in a shop like we use here, we always have tools and benches and stuff in the way of the cameras. You never have enough room. So to have a studio shop that's always neat and clean, I would just love to have that. But I suppose the biggest thing that I took away from the whole experience was a new appreciation for how we here on Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal streamline the process that we use. We script everything out ahead of time. I usually use a teleprompter. I'm not using one today because we're having teleprompter issues, but so we write the script, and then I do all of the talking shots standing right here behind the bench with the wall of tools that everybody loves to see behind me. I don't have to think about what I'm doing because I talk separately, and then later we go in and we do the actual building or the demonstrations at the tools. So that's so much easier to not have to worry about what I'm doing with my hands while I talk. You can't do that with the television production. They would never get away with that. In fact, you would have to do working with your hands and talking to the camera, and then they would do B-roll, which are close-ups of what you're doing with your hands. So you'd have to repeat everything again and again, and then mix it all together so you get all the shots perfectly. In fact, they were very meticulous, much more meticulous than I am. It's things that I might let go, like a camera angle being a bit off, maybe something being a little soft on the focus. I mean, let's face it, I'm not going to go rebuild the project. I build my projects once, and they would probably do it all again. In fact, a lot of the things we did, I did have to do several times in order to get it right. That takes so much more time, and if we operated like that here, well, we do like 50 to 100 videos in any given year. They do 13 episodes a season. So you can see we'd never get anything done if we did it to the television standards in our shop or for YouTube. So we've really streamlined our process here, and it's nice to have the freedom to be able to do that. But I could never get away with this crap on YouTube, or I mean on television. Let's just face it, they're at a whole different level than what we're doing here. Anyway, this course is going to be available online. It's not going to be on PBS, I think in June. I'll let you know. You'll see things in our social media. Really, the best way to learn about it is to head over to stumpynubs.com and sign up for Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. And then you'll be notified when this is going to appear. There will be a fee for it, but we worked so hard on it. I think that you're gonna want to see this. So stay tuned for that. See you next time.